Good evening. Good evening. On behalf of the school board, we thank you for being here in person or virtually. I'm Luke Jackson, president of the school board. To my left is Dan Conway, vice president. And to his left, Matt Hankins, secretary. And to his left, Heather Staggs, member. Jackie Deckard is unable to join us this evening. And also to my right is Superintendent Eric Boland and assistant to the superintendent, Susie Lips. If you would, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. We're going to begin this evening with a special session. The purpose of this is a meeting of the school board for conducting school district's business. This is going to be over the BOT recommendation. So it's our public hearing on BOT recommendation. So I will read this script. It says, pursuant to Indiana Code 5-23-5, we will open the hearing on the recommendation to award a public-private agreement to GM Development Companies, LLC, to provide the initial scoping services in the form of existing facilities analysis, initial design, estimating, scheduling, and constructability analysis within the budget for the development, design, construction, and transfer of improvements related to the specific work for the projects and facilities for projects more fully described in the request for proposal that was posted online on May 21st, 2026. Is there anyone present here to speak on this matter?
No.
Okay. Sounds good. So we are now coming to this item of resolution awarding the public-private partnership agreement for the initial scoping services, development, design, construction, operation, and transfer of improvements to GM Development Companies, LLC. This does include the initial scoping services in the form of existing facilities, analysis, initial design, estimating, scheduling, and constructability analysis within the budget for the development, design, construction, and transfer of improvements related to the specific work for various projects described in a recent request for proposal issued on May 21st, 2026. Mr. Boland, do you have a recommendation?
I think what we do, I apologize, just to make sure we stay statutorily on this, we end the hearing and then we will vote on the resolution in the action items, action item number 1 in the meeting.
Sounds good. So
Okay.
we'll close this after your
Yes.
recommendation.
Yes,
Sounds good.
I do. We had just one offer, one vendor that submitted, and that happened to be GM Development, and they were the ones that also did our new elementary, and they're doing the natatorium. So we were excited that they want to participate in this. They've been a good partner, and I'll definitely make that recommendation.
Okay. So it is Mr. Boland's recommendation that we move forward with that, so we'll keep that noted for our regular session. So we will go ahead and we will conclude this special session, and I will open up the regular session for the MSD of Martinsville. And I'm going to ask Courtney, is there anyone who has signed up to speak on any agenda item
No.
this evening? No? Okay. All right. Well, then we will move forward with the consent agenda. The consent agenda does include all previous board minutes, payroll claims, payroll report, check claims, personnel report, and I'm going to ask for a motion to a motion for this.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Mr. Boland?
Okay, in the consent agenda, we had 2 hires at Bell Intermediate. We had the principal and the assistant principal. We have Adam Peterson, who will serve as the principal, and Angela Strimming will serve as the assistant principal. So we're very excited to have them. I've got a little info on each of them here I want to read for the record. Mr. Peterson brings 20 years of educational experience to his new role. He's recently served as the assistant principal at John R. Wooden Middle School here in Martinsville, and he's done that for the past 6 years. And he also has his education specialist, his EDS, in educational leadership from Indiana Wesleyan. He said, "I am beyond excited to be joining the families, students, and staff at Bell Intermediate Academy. The year is coming up fast, and we're hard at work getting everything ready to go for this upcoming school year." Mrs. Stremming brings nearly 30 years of experience in education and has served as Bell Intermediate Academy's guidance counselor. Her familiarity in the school, with the staff, and her commitment to student success will assist in a smooth transition in her new leadership role. She stated, "I am incredibly honored to serve as the assistant principal and grateful for the opportunity to support our students, staff, and families in this new role. I cannot wait to work alongside our amazing students, staff, and families so that every student can thrive and reach their full potential." We're very excited to have them on board, and we look forward we'll be seeing them, next week? Starting off, that's going to be quick, but we are very excited to have them, and we welcome them, and board appreciate your support for them.
Definitely excited for the school. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mrs. Lips, I'll hand it over to you for the curriculum and instruction report.
Okay.
Might help if you have a mic.
Good evening, everyone. Martinsville Schools open enrollment for 2026-2027 is happening. Parents in our district and from other districts can enroll their children of any grade level in Martinsville schools for the next school year. Families can enroll by clicking on the enrollment icon on the district website, or parents can call Central Education Center for enrollment information. On the back table at tonight's meeting, or at the Morgan County Fair in the MSD Martinsville booth, or on the big screens this evening here in the boardroom, we are sharing enrollment information, school supply list, back to school night dates, Chromebook distribution details, and the 2026-2027 school calendar. If you need access to any of these items, these handouts, we have them here at CEC. You're welcome to stop by. While the MSD of Martinsville is in the business of educating students, Martinsville schools are also in the business of taking care of the people in our school community. One of the HR team's main role is to serve as a resource for people who work in the district, people whose children go to Martinsville schools, and people who connect with Martinsville schools. This summer, the Human Resource team had the opportunity to plan with staff members to meet new teachers, students, and parents. This is an exciting time of the year when teachers, staff, students, and families are preparing for what is in store for them in the 26-27 school year. Our goal is for Martinsville families to be happy with their students' educational experiences this year as they bring home and share new achievements and successes from their schools. First day of school, in case you're wondering, is Thursday, August 6th. Thursday, August 6th, school open house nights. This is the biggie. John R. Wooden Middle School, Tuesday, August 4th from 5:30 to 7. Martinsville High School, Tuesday, August 4th from 6 to 8. The elementary schools will have their open house nights on Wednesday, August 5th from 5 to 6. And Bell Intermediate Academy will have its open house on Wednesday, August 5th from 6 to 7:30. If you have any questions about any of this information, please connect with me or someone here at CEC. And thank you all for attending or watching this program tonight.
So we've come now to the action items, and again, action item one, and you guys will get to hear this again, so lucky you. We are now at Action item 1, the resolution awarding this public-private agreement for the initial scoping services, development, design, construction, operation, and transfer of improvements to GM Development Companies, LLC. This includes the initial scoping services in the form of existing facilities analysis, initial design, estimating, scheduling, and constructability analysis within the budget for the development, design, construction, and transfer of improvements related to the specific work for various projects described in a request for proposal issued on May 21st, 2026. Mr. Boland has given us his recommendation, and so now I'm going to ask for a motion having that recommendation from the superintendent to award the BOT agreement, GM Development Companies, LLC, and approve the resolution awarding the public-private agreement for the initial scoping services, development, design, construction, operation, and transfer of improvements to GM Development Companies, LLC. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the resolution.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. Do we want to go, we have second read. Do you want to pull any out and just go ahead and vote for them all in block? Is that okay? Have we done that in the
I
past?
say, yep, voting in block will be good.
Okay. So we have, it's action item number 2 through action item, I want to make sure I get to the end. 34. Action item 2 through 34. I recommend approval.
We have a motion, a recommendation for approval of the updated policies, action item 2 through 34. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion we approve the policies 2 through 34.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
The only question I have is about the 5136 personal communication devices. It's state mandated.
Yes.
The revisions are.
Yes.
So, and I know that we had a policy very similar.
Very
prior
similar.
to this. Is this any changes that we have to do during this school
We
day?
will have a change at the high school.
Okay.
Elementary through middle school, there are no changes. It's the same as what we've had. The high school, however, it's going to be a big change. Parents, guardians, and students, you have to have your cell phones off and out of sight. So they'll have them in the locker, and that includes, the earbuds, the watches, the meta glasses now. All those type of things have to be put away, and that is state mandated. So we're following state guidelines on that, and they're allowing to use them on the school bus, after school, and extracurricular activities. Kids visiting after school for a ball game or something like that, or a dance, they can have their cell phones. It's during school hours. So Ms. Staggs is absolutely right. This is something that every school in the state of Indiana is now going to this. If you remember 3 years ago, we did it with the middle school, and that was a big deal. USA Today even contacted us. Big deal. And now everybody is seeing the same thing that's going on in society today. Kids need to stay focused, and I've seen charts, I've seen studies of the interruptions that occur during the course of a classroom period. It is astronomical. We're talking 60, 70 interruptions in just a 20, 30-minute period of time that kids are actually having on their cell phones. It's amazing. So we support what the state's doing, and we'll follow the guidelines. And we know it's going to be a learning curve here at the outset, but just like in the old days, contact the office if you have an issue for a change of rides or after school directions. Make sure you contact the office and we'll get you taken care of.
Is there going to be anything sent out to families prior to
Yes,
start school?
we're waiting for your vote tonight, and we've got it ready to hit send tonight. So all that goes out with all the updated information.
Perfect.
Is there any more discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Okay, the next one is the handbook for Martinsville High School. Recommend approval.
Okay, we have a recommendation to approve the MHS student handbook. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
The discussion I'd have is as we approve 32 policies and we approve the handbooks for different departments and different schools with all the different leadership changes, you know, rules and expectations are only as good as what we set and give that guideline to the organizations to do as parents. I've got a high school student, and you know, when I drop my kid off, I see dress code that I would like to see enforced a little bit more and some other things. So I know when we look at these policies, I would ask parents and, you know, the kids to pay attention as the leadership team has our support to try to clean up some of these opportunities across the board in the police department and different things to do what we can on conduct and dress code and different things that are in there. So hopefully we pay attention to it. We try to clean these up. I do like the looks of them. I think it's much more streamlined than what we had at one time, and it's only as good as it is if we enforce it and have folks that understand the expectations. So that's what I would ask. So, but I'm glad to see it. That's all I have.
Any more discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
We can go ahead and go item 36 through 40. There are other handbooks. We'll vote for them in block unless you want to move one out. So I would recommend approval, action item 36 through 40.
And we have a recommendation to approve action item 36 through action item 40, the remainder of the handbooks. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve all the remaining handbooks.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Number 41, the state once again granted us the waiver for the 1 hour on Wednesday late arrival that we've had for several years now. So recommend approval of the 1 hour schedule on Wednesdays.
Okay, we have a recommendation to approve the flexibility waiver Wednesday for the 1 hour on Wednesday. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the flexibility waiver for Wednesday.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I just wanted to say that I think it's something that's, I used to be totally against it, but I think with all the new leadership over the years and a lot of new teachers, we definitely need the Wednesday for the professional development. And I think it's very necessary.
Did we do any surveys for this year? I mean, did we ask parents for feedback? I had a couple. It's kind of a mixed bag, which we know. Some folks just support it. Some folks it's harder on their lives. I didn't see anything. As far
We
as-
did not have one this summer.
Okay, I didn't think I saw one. That's okay. I'm just more curious about, like Matt mentions, with all the different leadership changes. I think it's going to be important for that hour to be an investment in the future. And your opinion matters, so if you see something, make sure you're sharing that with the board, or so we can at least understand that.
And to follow up, because I think Mr. Hankins makes such a valid point, we have a number of new staff, and we have teachers that are on emergency license, and they're being, you know, it's like we're training them while working. And our mentor program is robust, but it has to be, because it's a different age than what it was. Whenever I applied, I think there were over 100 applications back in 1994 for one position. That's not the case anymore. And we get good people and find good people, and we want to train them and help them and support them as much as possible. And the Wednesdays have been very, very instrumental in that. So I appreciate that support.
I would even say with veteran teachers, they can always learn something. I mean,
Amen.
they're always learning, so I think it's probably very helpful for them as
It,
well.
they get
Yeah,
great
because it's
input
young,
from
yeah,
the young ones that come in with a new idea, and they're like, oh, never thought of that
Yeah,
one.
Let me try that.
Yeah.
I think it's just good for everybody.
Yeah, and I appreciate everyone's working to, you know, take all the things into consideration. So I remember when we started, it was 2 hours, and that was a, you know, a big.
That was a big lift.
A big lift, and you know, we came back to it and took feedback because you had some who really thrived with the 2 hours and took advantages of it, and others that just kind of threw a major wrench into their work schedules, childcare schedules. So I appreciate back of here coming together, trying to mold that to so that everybody could get some benefit from it. And I know it's like you said, you'll hear a mixed bag of feedback, and you'll never find a perfect solution that will fit everything. And I like too, it's not something that's written in stone. Each year it comes up, and each year new data will come into play. But as much of it is as a headache to try to figure out how to change my schedule on Wednesday. I do see the benefit of it, and I will say the 1 hour is a million times better than the 2 hours was. So I think I'll support it, in that regard, because it is a balancing act, and it gets revisited every year. The staffing needs change, community needs change. So it's as I say, there's not a perfect solution, but this is a good collaborative compromise that can come together. So, any other discussion, comments? And we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the flexibility waiver, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, appreciate that very much, and the comments as well. Next one, we have number 42, formative assessment grant in the amount of $25,303.16. And this is for ELA and math assessment to support that for our students. So I recommend approval of the formative assessment grant.
And we have a recommendation to approve the formative assessment grant. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next one is a digital learning grant, $34,824. It's district-wide Magic School and Goblins Math for MHS to assist in helping in each of these areas. Especially a district-wide, we like that consistency, like Dan alluded to with the handbooks and stuff. The consistency in all of them across the board being supported is better. So I recommend approval.
We have a recommendation for approving the digital learning grant. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the digital learning grant.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Same, and the motion passes.
Okay, the next, I'd like to put 44 and 45 together at Zonar. First, we have the renewal, and Zonar's come out with new software on the routing, which we already used them for the other, and now we were going to have to go out and go to another source for the routing. Now we don't have to, because they're going to meet our needs in one service, one-stop shopping, so to speak. So I recommend approval for the renewal and then the routing software from Zonar.
Okay. We have a recommendation to approve the action item 44 and 45, the Zonar renewal and the Zonar routing software. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion we approve the Zonar renewal and Zonar routing software.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? No? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next one, item 46, is a donation from LexisNexis to the to the MSD of Martinsville. It was some office furniture that they had they're reconfiguring, and some really nice units. And it's the amount of about $10,000 in this donation. So we're going to be spreading them out around the district on where they're needed. So I recommend approval of this generous donation.
We have a recommendation to approve the donation from LexisNexis to the MSD of Martinsville. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Motion passes.
The last action item is a donation from Google to the STEM Family Day workers. We had staff members who worked that day. It was a Saturday, and they have donated to cover that, so that I recommend approval of this donation.
And we have a recommendation to approve the donation from Google to STEM Family Day workers. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we pass the donation for Google to STEM Family Day
I'll
workers.
second.
You have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Okay. All right, so we have come to the public comment section of our meeting. Courtney, do we have anybody
Yes.
sign up? Okay. All right, so a visitor that wishes to speak regarding any district topic may do so according to policy 0167.3. The visitor will be required to state his or her full name and address and will be given a 3-minute allotment of time. Feedback or answers to questions will be provided before the next board meeting and or during the old business section of the next board meeting. It shall not be permissible to orally present or discuss complaints against individual employees. Such charges or complaints shall be presented to all board members in writing and shall be signed by the person making the charge or complaint. We appreciate everyone's cooperation and look forward to working together for the betterment of the district.
Daniel Pond.
Hello, I'm Daniel Pond, 8280 McWhorter Road. I am an educator. 43-year-old George Washington was commissioned to lead the Continental Army of Colonial America in 1775. He then commissioned 6 merchant ships retrofitted with guns and cannons to thwart British supply lines to Boston, Massachusetts. Joseph Reed, American lawyer, military officer, and politician, designed and presented George a flag to distinguish these colonial ships. It was called the Pine Tree Flag, bearing the inscription, "An Appeal to Heaven." An Appeal to Heaven came from the Second Treatise of Government authored by John Locke in 1690. He was an English philosopher who had significant influence in American public education. Backing his beliefs with excerpts from the Bible, namely Judges 11:27, he argued that legitimate government is a social contract designed to protect life, liberty, and property. If a ruler or government breaks this contract and attempts to enslave or destroy the people, they have no lawful judge on earth to appeal to. In such a crisis, Locke wrote, the people have a, quote, liberty to appeal to heaven whenever they judge the cause of sufficient moment, end quote. This appeal is not merely a call for divine intervention in the form of prayer, it is a justification for revolution, making the appeal to heaven a call to arms when the people trust God will vindicate their just cause against tyranny. As with Washington's cruisers, we need to distinguish between wolves and sheep. We need to distinguish even more so between wolves and sheep's clothing. I make this appeal to heaven for you, Luke, Dan, Matt, Jackie. I make this appeal to you, Heather, Eric, Susie, and Courtney. Let's pray. Lord, I lift up our educational governance here in the MSD of Martinsville and all of Morgan County, Indiana. I appeal to you, God, for their protection, provision, insight, and revelation. I pray Proverbs 2, 1 through 15, that they walk in wisdom, integrity, grace, and truth. I pray these high protectors of our students will stand against any attempt to kill, steal, or destroy them through deception, lies, or indoctrination. May they stand against the wolves who come to exploit them and our educational community for monetary and or political gain and favor. In Jesus' name I pray, amen, thank you, and be blessed.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. Yes, sir.
We have Miss Griswold. I forgot the timer.
My name is Samantha Driscoll. I'm at 1436 Greenlawn Lane, Martinsville, Indiana, 46151. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I would like to encourage the board members to review the Well Wednesday survey that was sent out to families at the end of the school year. I remember receiving the survey, and I remember sharing it with many people, and I do not believe that that was considered in the vote tonight. I know it was not sent over summer, but it was sent at the end of the school year. The survey gave parents, students, and staff an opportunity to share their real experiences. Those responses represent the people directly affected by the schedule, and I hope they will be given careful consideration. If the survey showed that Well Wednesdays are creating challenges for families, I respectfully ask the board to reconsider and explore alternatives that better meet the needs of both students and staff. Thank you for your time and your consideration for our feedback from your community. That's all.
Thank you, Samantha. Courtney, do we have any other?
That is all.
Mr. Bowen, I'll hand that over to you.
Okay, first student day is August 6th, and you saw the back to school slide coming up very quickly. Usually at the fairgrounds, parents are asking us, please take them back. So it's that time of year again, but we hope and pray you have a great rest of the summer before we get to the new school year. And we're excited about the beginning of the new school year. And to just say, go Artesians.
Do you have any board member comments?
I just want to say congratulations to Jennifer Cheater and Krista Matthews. They were both named American Legion Educator of the Year. And very well deserved. So that was a big accomplishment for them.
I think we can get them at the next meeting.
Yes, good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well
They
deserved.
won district and state,
Yeah.
which is
Well.
awesome.
They're both phenomenal. So congratulations to them.
Any others?
Just remember the backpack at Hoosier Harvest.
That's August 1st.
First,
Mhm.
from 9 to 12. I helped with that. It's really nice. They have so much for those kids from, I think it's 4 different school districts to us and Monrovia and Indian Creek. So, you know, somebody in need, please make sure they get that.
And that is at Hoosier Harvest for the audience out there.
Well, if nothing further, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, meeting is adjourned.